What up guys? So today's video is not going to be my typical vlog. It's just going to be lower body footage. I'm going to go through my mental cues, give you tips on performing the squat. Everything that goes through my head for me to keep my technique on point. Because I'll be lying if I said my form, my technique was flawless every session, on every lift. It's not. I myself always have to remind myself of the mental cues that work for me. I've tried every cue, and there's certain ones that work for me. Acclimating up right now. Let's go through what I think of when I'm getting under the bar. All right, so keep in mind I'm a high bar squatter. It's gonna be a little bit different than your low bar squat setup. I'm about right outside of shoulder width. Tight grip, I go under and I keep my elbows tucked. Keep them as close as I can to my body to stay tight. Keep that tightness in my upper back. So right here, I take a breath. And I keep that tightness in my core area to keep stabilized, to keep support. I feel like the better my tightness is when I unrack it, the lighter the weight feels. And that right there helps me out a lot. The lighter the bar feels, when I unrack it, the better my squat's gonna be. The better my set's gonna be. So at this point, get my stance set up. My stance is right here. And again, before I descend, take a deep breath, fill up, keep that tightness. Breathe at the top. One rep at a time, reset. Cues in my head before I descend is I try to imagine my knees, my feet nice and straight. Keeping my chest up so my bar path stays nice and vertical. So your bar path should be nice and vertical. From the side it should go nice straight line, ideally. So one thing I wanted to talk about is reasons why your squat may not be where it's at, where you want it to be when it comes to form. Number one reason is lack of mobility, and then it goes lack of strength. Lack of mobility is the number one cause of your squat form to be off, making it difficult. You don't feel it in the correct places. Main areas that you want to work on for mobility is the thoracic extension, your spine, your lower back, your back, to be able to stay upright, your hips, your ankle mobility. All that stuff is key. Once you put that all together, your squat will be a lot smoother, along with, slowly progressing with weight. Don't ever want to increase the weight too fast. You want to increase it based on your progression, what you're confident in moving while still keeping good technique. All right, so I got Sal here, 315. He's gonna do it for a single. We're still acclimating up. We're gonna work up to, I believe, 88%. Big breath, watch them breathe, fill up. So another thing that I want to talk about is belt or no belt. Keep in mind, using a belt on your compound movements like the squat, it's a tool. It's a tool to add to your technique, your form, your breathing. If you're breathing correctly, you're using the Valsalva maneuver, filling up and keeping that tightness in your abdominal area. That's the correct way to breathe. Okay? If you don't know how to utilize proper breathing, then using a belt is pretty much pointless. It's just masking your core being weaker if it is weaker. So my suggestion is don't use a belt until you got your breathing down. Once you got your breathing down, then throw on a belt. For me personally, I don't like throwing on a belt until 315 and up, and that's just where I'm at. My 1 rep max is around 415. So 315 and up, that's when I like to throw on a belt. But there are some sessions where I don't use belt. I go beltless just for some additional core work. All right, another tip for you guys. Best angle for you to film yourself squatting is from the side. And then second would be from the front, showing where your knees go. All right, so side shot. It's gonna show you where my bar path is at. It's a good reference for myself too. At 315 is where it gets a little bit tougher for me, so here we go. All right, so I looked over that footage of my squat, the 2 reps, and it looked pretty good. Not bad. It wasn't the best, but I would probably give it a 8 for bar path. My hips are a little bit tight, and usually when my hips are tight, my squat is off. So I'm not feeling the greatest, but I'll take it. All right, my last acclimation set. We're working sets of 88%, which puts me at 365. All right, so my last acclimation set, it's 345. This is quick single. So another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is your acclimation sets, right? How many warm-up sets? I get asked all the time, how many warm-up sets should I do? It's all going to depend on what you're working with that day and where your strength is at or where your lifts are at, right? So 365, my working weight, I went 135 for about, the bar for about 10 reps, 135 for 10 reps, 185, like 6 reps, 225, I went 3, 275, double, 315 for 1, I think, 315 or 1 or 2, and then after 315 and up, I just go to singles. I did 345, and that's my last set. You don't want to go too close to what your working weight is. You just want to acclimate, get your body, your nervous system ready for the heavy weight. If you jump from 315 or let's say 225 to 365, that would shock the hell out of me. So I make those baby jumps until I get close to my working weight. And that's really how it's going to work for all your lifts, all your compound lifts. That's kind of the rule of thumb. All right, 365. Sal's set. We'll break down his form a little bit. The one thing with Sal when he first started with me, his squat, his ankle mobility wasn't there. So when he went down and hit depth, his knees came over his toes a significant amount. He still has it a tiny bit, and that's just the way he's built. His mobility is a lot better. But when he cues himself to stay on his heels, his knees don't track over his toes as much. There you go. Better. So I'll show you where his knees used to come. They used to come right out here. Like an exaggerated amount. Feel good? Remember guys, squats is it's a lot of technique. You can only muscle up and brute strength so much weight. Technique is crucial to utilize proper leverages and just to maximize leverages. Over the years of training with my squat, I realized that when my squat feels off, my hips are tight, my lower back is tight. So on those days when I feel extra tight, I just spend more time foam rolling and warming up, dynamic movements. And I'll go into mobility, my mobility warm-ups for lower body some other video. Hope this video helped you guys. Hope you guys learned something from it. Hopefully you took something from it. If you guys want me to do more of these videos, just strictly just a training, session training clip with my tips, advice, let me know, comment below. Give the video a thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.